Hi, friends. Today's podcast, we're going to talk about what is your competitive edge. All right. Um, Having a competitive edge is very important because it actually separates you from others. And if you want to really make a contribution to the society or to your workplace or in your personal life, you have to be different. All right. And it all comes from the need of being significant, which is something very natural. All right. Everyone born, wants to be significant in a way. Now, to be significant, there are actually two ways you can adopt to try to be significant. One way is actually having a positive contribution in the lives of people, and that's how you can be significant. Or the other way is actually crushing everything around you, and in that way you try to predominate the environment and you become significant. All right. I always like using the building analogy to explain that. So being hungry for success is something natural, and it's something one should not feel bad about. All right. So let's say your aim is to build the biggest building in town. There are actually two ways you can build the biggest building in town. One way is actually working really hard, working your face off to actually build the biggest building in town. Or the other way is actually crush all the buildings around you, and in that way you become significant and you make the biggest building in town. And you need to choose which one you would like to adopt. And unfortunately, most people, they choose the second option where they're crushing people around them to feel significant. And you can observe it in many areas. You can observe how people try to dominate conversations. They try to impose their beliefs or their opinions over others, and it's just the need to be significant, and they're actually trying to be significant in their own way. And you can try to be significant, like we discussed, in a very mindful way by actually contributing to the lives of people in a very positive way, or you make the lives of others really bad, and in that way you do feel significant because you think that you're more powerful than others. But that's actually being ignorant, but that's something else. So we did discuss the two ways in which people try to be significant, try to feel important in their own mind. All right? And it's our choice to choose which one we would like to adopt. All right? Now, how do we try to be competitive? How do we actually make a difference without actually choosing to act in the second option we just discussed? All right. Is being hungry, being passionate, being kind, and working selflessly or working very hard, all those things good enough to actually make a difference? All right. If you're very blunt about it, with all the people we see around us, including ourselves, are we really born very talented so that we make a difference from the start? All right. And the answer is most people have talent at an average level. All right. And the good news is you don't really need talent to be at a very high level to be significant or to make a real difference. What you need to do is you need to actually find your competitive edge. All right. And what is the competitive edge? It's actually finding something you're good at. You may not be the best at it, but you've got a better chance at being successful if you actually find something you're good at. And it should be something you're very passionate about. All right. Most people try to get into their comfort zone where they're trying to find a job which pays good enough and they try to settle and have a good family life. But you'll see that if we have such a mindset, we end up being in a job we really don't enjoy every day, and we end up miserable after after some years, because money on its own doesn't bring happiness. It satisfies a lot of needs, but actually does not bring happiness on its own. All right. So what we need to do is we need to really find something we're good at, because we can only be successful in something we're actually good at. If we try to do something just to please our parents, for example, we end up being okay in it in the long run, and that won't really bring satisfaction because we know that it's not our thing. So it's very important to choose something you're very good at and something you're very passionate about. And it's something, okay, be very careful what I'm going to tell you right now. It's something you would do without a paycheck. All right? So if you're really trying to find what's the dream career for you, it's something you would do and you wouldn't expect money back. That's how passionate you are about it. You would do it for free. All right? Why am I telling you that? It's because when you're actually driven to do something and you're not expecting money or you're not expecting recognition from it, you're pouring all your heart out and doing it, to the maximum. And it's only when you're doing something you're very passionate about, you're very into it, that you generate that kind of extra energy, which will make you different from others. And you will not generate that kind of energy if you were actually doing something just because you had to do it to get paid by the end of the month, or whatever method they pay you. All right. So it should be something you're fully into it. All right. Now that's one thing. Finding something we're good at and going full flow into it. Okay, that's a good start. And is that enough now? No, still not enough. Let's say your passion is sports, okay, and you want to be a sports teacher. There are lots of other sports teachers around you who are very passionate about what they're doing. So that is still not enough. So what's needed more? What's needed more is your competitive edge, which is actually something unique which you will offer, and something which other people can't offer. All right? So if you want to be a very good sports teacher, for example, and you're trying to copy other successful people around you, fine enough. But the thing is, they're always going to beat you to that game because they've already been practicing it for so many years. So what needs to happen is, you're very passionate about sports and you want to be a sports teacher, that's fine. But you actually need to offer something which is quite unique to you, and it's something others can't offer. So that becomes your competitive edge. So when you're listening to me right now, try to think about what you can actually offer, whether it's in your workplace or in your personal life, among friends, whatever the context. Try to think about what you can offer which is unique to you, so that when you're actually doing it physically, it's part of you expressing itself. And once again, that will bring that energy out of you, because you're doing your thing. And when you're doing your thing, you actually get carried away and you do it to the fullest. That's why it makes no sense to actually copy and try to emulate someone. I never believe in role models and all this nonsense from the start. It's because each person is actually born unique, and you can actually learn habits from people, but copying someone exactly makes no sense to me. All right. So what I'm trying to point at is, you need to know what's your competitive edge. So that unique thing which we all have, you just need to know yourself better. That unique thing you're going to add to the thing you're passionate about, and which will make you different to others. Because right now, with the kind of lifestyle we're seeing, people are faking lots of things. People are faking things on social media. People are faking their lives. They're hiding all the suffering they're actually living, and they're displaying something else when they're in public. And you know what sells right now? What sells And what will make you different is actually being yourself. Because there's actually a craving for truth and a craving for authenticity right now. And if you try to be yourself fully, that will in itself generate that extra energy I talked about. And you'll be at your best, and people will actually accept that side of you because it's so truthful, it's genuine, and you're actually being yourself and making an impact. And we talked about the two ways we can build a building. So you will be in the first category where you're actually doing something which reflects yourself and you're actually contributing to the lives of people. So all of these things create the good ingredients for success. And that's how we can have the competitive edge. All right, so I hope that I was able to cover different aspects which you found important. Okay, see you soon. Lots of love, Girish. Bye-bye.